Hi everyone, welcome back to Jolie Knots Crochet. I'm Crystal and today we are going to be making these really cool scrunchies. My daughter currently is in her VSCO girl trend stage, and so we've been making scrunchies like crazy. We are going to make 3 of them today. The first one that we're going to make is this one. And this one consists of loops made out of chain spaces. All right, that's the first one. The second one that we're going to make is a smaller ruffle. We're making this one with treble crochets, and I'll show you how to get that done. The last one we're going to make is my daughter's favorite. This one. This one looks like, I guess it's got an illusion of a bouquet of flowers. She likes it to be her statement piece, putting it right onto her wrist, just like that, or right around her ponytail. Lots and lots of ruffles, and they've also got illusions of petals. The materials I'm going to be using today are hair elastics. I'm going to be using a 6mm hook and a 5mm hook, just depending on which yarn I'm using. And of course you're going to need your scissors. This one we're making with a 3-weight yarn and a 5mm hook. The fiber is cotton, 50% cotton and 50% polyester. The loopy one that we've got here, we are making with a 4-weight yarn, a 5mm hook, and 100% acrylic yarn. And our flower bouquet, this yarn is 100% acrylic. It is Caron 1 pound, which I find really thick. That's the one that we're going to be using the 6mm on. Grab your materials, grab your yarn, and let's get started. All right, so let's get started. You're going to take your hair elastic. I'm using a 5mm hook with a 4-weight yarn. And what I'm going to do is just single crochet all the way around. It's not necessary to count your stitches. All we're doing is filling up your hair elastic with single crochets. I can usually fit about 30 to 35 single crochets. Now I'm not trying to make it extremely tight, like I'm not trying to make my stitches really tight close together. I'm just putting them in, one right next to the other, all the way across. All right, so when you get to the end, you're going to want to make sure that your ring is full, and we're just going to slip stitch it to the top of that first single crochet. And now what we're going to do is chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go down to that first stitch that we had slip stitched into and put a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 6 again. We're going to single crochet into the next single crochet, chain 6, and now we're going to single crochet into the same single crochet. All right, chain 6, we've got 2 single crochets into the last single crochet, so our next single crochet we're going to work until we have 2 single crochets with the chain 6s in between. Now if you want your loops to be longer, you can go ahead and chain more. We've got 2 single crochets into that last single crochet. So now we're going to move on into the next one. And you're just going to do this all the way around. Chaining 6, single crocheting, and making sure that each of your single crochets has 2 single crochets with your chain 6s between every single crochet. Okay, so once we get to our last single crochet, we are going to chain 6, put a single crochet into there, that last stitch, go ahead and chain 6 more, and then we're going to put our last single crochet into that last stitch once again. Go ahead and cut your yarn. You can slip stitch it to the first stitch if you like. It's not really going to make a huge difference because of this scrunchie and because it's all loopies around. I'm not even going to weave in my ends. So what I'm going to do is take both of my ends and just tie it really tight. Making sure to tie it enough that it's not going to come out, and then snip my ends. All right, so here is our first scrunchie. Just like that. My daughter likes to wear them on her wrist. I personally like these ones a little bit better than the ones with double crochet in 2 rows, because for one, if you are actually using the scrunchie and you're trying to hold your hair, this really big ring is not going to hold your hair unless you have really, really fluffy, curly hair. So when you twist it and you go back over, it doesn't really mess up what your design looks like. I think when they're really long, it kind of scrunches them in on your twist over. So we kind of like these ones a little bit better. All right, the next one that we're going to be working on, the next scrunchie that we're gonna make, this yarn is a 50% cotton and a 50% polyester, and it's a weight 3. You can use any weight of yarn, just as long as you keep your scrunchie nice and full. The weight doesn't really matter. I do find that if you're using a larger hook, like a size 5, maybe even a 5.5, then the flow of your scrunchie is a little bit better than if you use a smaller hook, say like a 4/15 or something like that. All right, so this one is really going to have a series, well, of single crochets all the way across. I'm trying to hide my tail in there. You can also hide your tail in your scrunchie just like this. You don't have to, whatever floats your boat. And we're single crocheting all the way around. Again, this one does not matter the amount of stitches. You just want to make sure that your stitches are all close together. All right, so all the way around. I will meet you back at the other side where we get started on our slip stitch and get our stitches put into there. All right, so here we are at the end. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into that first chain. Sorry, that first single crochet. Okay, and we're going to chain 4, and we're going to put treble crochets. This one's going to be a series of treble crochets, and it's going to look more like a little bit of a ruffle scrunchie. We're going to put 4 treble crochets into every single crochet all the way around. you're gonna go ahead and continue putting 4 treble crochets into every single crochet. Okay, and here is our treble crochet scrunchie completed. We've got 4 trebles into every single crochet, and all we're going to do at the end is make a slip stitch to that top chain 4 space. I'm going to pull mine really tight, chain 1, pull it really tight, chain 1, pull it really tight. Snip that off, make sure those are down really tight, and then snip that edge off again. All right, and there is our next VSCO Girl Scrunchie. I mean, they're just scrunchies, really. I just call them VSCO Girl Scrunchies because my daughter's all into VSCO Girls right now, and that's what she wants to call them, so that's what I'm calling them. So, now if you want more ruffles in yours, you can add more than 4 treble crochets. That's fine. Ideally, I mean, they're so simple you can just customize them to make them however you want. Getting started on our next scrunchie. The yarn I'm using for this one is 100% acrylic. It is a Karen 1-pound yarn, and we're going to be making flowers. I am using a 6mm hook, and that's because I feel like this yarn is really thick and I don't want it to be like too tight. So how we're going to do this is just like our others, where we are single crocheting over our elastic as many times as we can. All right, so there we have 30 single crochets. I just count, not that you need to. We're going to slip stitch to the top of the first single crochet. And now what we're going to do is work 4 double crochets inside of each stitch. 4 double crochets. Here we are at the end of our double crochets, and we are going to go ahead and slip stitch to the top of your first stitch. Remember to pull that really tight, make a chain, pull it tight, okay? That's how we're ending them. That knot will be sufficient enough. And then it'll also be pretty hidden in all of these ruffles. Okay? So, getting started on row 2 for this, I am going to take my pink color and I'm going to make a slip knot. And now I'm going to start that. I'm going to join it in any double crochet. Joining your yarn and chaining 2. Okay? So we're going to have a chain of 2, and then we're going to put 1/2 double crochet. So you have 2 into the first stitch, and then we're going to put 2 double crochets into the next stitch, just like that, and 1 triple crochet into that same stitch, just like that. Now into the next stitch we're going to put 1 triple crochet, and 2 doubles, into the next chain 2 half doubles. just like that. Your next stitch, 2 half doubles. The next one is 2 doubles and 1 triple. Oops. The next stitch is 1 triple and then 2 doubles. And then 2 half doubles. So in each of your single crochets, you should have had 4 double crochets, and then in those 4 double crochets, these are our repeats. 2 half doubles, next stitch is 2 doubles, 1 treble, the next stitch is 1 treble, 2 doubles, and then 2 half doubles again. So we are going to go all the way around, and it's still going to ruffle, but the ruffle and the wave on this is going to be going up and down. So they're going to look a little bit more like petals. So go ahead and keep going all the way across, or all the way around with your mini repeat, and I will meet you back at the end. Okay, here we are at the end of our petals. Now, somehow for me, I have 1 extra stitch. Not a big deal. These are so ruffled, you're not going to notice your mistakes unless they're really huge. So it's not necessary to frog. So I'm just going to go ahead and just pop 2 more half double crochets into there. Slip stitch. Pull it really tight. Snip my yarn, and now I've got my start and my finish, and I'm going to tie those together. Making sure those are really good and tight. I'm just going to snip off my ends, and there we have it. This one is one of my daughter's favorites because she likes to make that big statement. And just pop it right on her wrist, just like that. All right, well, I hope that you guys have enjoyed making all of our scrunchies. Go ahead and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, share with your friends, make a few for your kids or yourself, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.